And also,
what's the general view of that as a marketing approach?
Do people who fill out these questionnaires get a percentage of money, or something? Do they get paid?
Yeah, I was going to do like entry into some prize draws.
I think you've got to incentivise them in some way. Yeah.
Will there be a data protection issue? Because the reason why the people sort of register on the site is because they're bored and they want to make friends. But the reason why that information is used to get market research for sort of others to make money from. So isn't
well, I would guess you need some sort of terms and conditions which mean that they're only replying if they choose to reply. You're not taking information. I mean, I have to say, I think it's not a bad idea at all. I think your difficulty is going to be actually building it into, because it's something that will snowball. Once you've got critical mass, then it will go. And I think you may have to spend more money than you think getting into the marketplace, and you need to find innovative ways of getting into the market, look at how other social networks have started and built, and see how you can get that snowball rolling. Yeah, are there any other points? Great, well, good luck. Thank you very much. I have to say, I'm not sold on the title of the website, but we can talk about it.
What title would you pick?
Well, I don't know, but I don't know that I would want to be labelled as stuck at home and bored, or I think I'd want to be built up rather more, but we can talk about that. Who thinks it's a good title? Am I in the minority?
What ideas would you have as a better one?
No, we're not going to be. This is not your floor, I'm afraid, but maybe in the coffee break.
Actually, there's a more general point here. The reason why it's a long name, board was taken, and pretty much everything around the word board has gone. And anything to do with boredom has gone as well. And so what do you do when the industry, the perfect name, like, it's gone? The .com is gone. The .co.uk might be there. Is it enough just to have a .co.uk, or do you think you should always get the .com as well?
I mean, the ideal is that you get all the sites associated with that name. It may be that you want to call it something completely different, like orange or apple or banana or whatever, that people will just remember, rather than something that may offend them or may not. But there's a huge discussion around that. We're slightly running out of time, so those people who want to have a go ought to be coming up now. You're going to miss your opportunity. There won't be another one. Yes, please.
I'm not thinking anyone's going to read this one, so I have time to write it. Hi, I'm Damien. Open to Learn is an education ICT company providing consultancy training and procurement services to schools. We specialise in providing practical and forward-thinking solutions to enhance learning and teaching through the use of ICT. We are passionate about helping schools and provide the best possible learning opportunities for pupils.
Okay, well, that had the benefit of being the shortest that we've heard so far, so well done for that on its own, and I think that's great. And is this a business that you've already started, or that you're thinking of starting, that you've already started? Yeah. Does your nervousness come from just public speaking, or does it come from your nervousness about the business?
I stood in front of classes and hundreds of people, so...
Yeah. Who got it? Who understood? Who could come up and do a 30-second pitch explaining what Damien had just explained? Let's just start with that. No other questions. Let's just... Who understood it? You see, I think that's your first problem. That and this is why it's a good exercise. Not because it doesn't matter whether they get it or not, because these are probably not going to be your customers. But if you haven't got it in a form that the customers get it straight away, the trouble is people are terribly busy and they don't have the energy or the desire to hear. So part of this is about getting people to get it very quickly. Can you first of all explain who your first customer is? Who is your typical customer? Who are you selling to?
Schools and
who within a school? Have you identified who the buyer
primarily
is?
It would be the head teacher.
So the head teacher is buying a service from you, not a product?
Products and services.
Products and services. So a head teacher, of which there are many in the UK?
Yeah.
So UK head teachers is who are going to be buying. And why are they going to buy? Well, let's just get at what they're going to buy first of all.
Primarily it's consultancy. but we are developing products. An example would be we're writing online CPD for teachers, basically e-learning, which for the rest of the industry is old hat, but for education, believe it or not, is quite.
And there's a huge budget for IT in the schools, so there's an opportunity there. But what is it that is going to attract? How do you actually pick up the phone to a head teacher and say, I'm going to sell you online learning for your teachers?
I think primarily, through my experience of working in local authorities and schools, is I've always been passionate about learning, whereas our competitors have always been passionate about products and teaching.
But what's the compelling one sentence which is going to tell the head teacher to allow you in on their incredibly busy day? What is it what is the value that you are offering to them? How are they going to benefit from this? This is about benefits. We've talked quite a lot. One of the things that usually comes up at these occasions is a massive difference between features and benefits. And anybody who's actually been out selling understands that people don't buy features, they actually buy benefits. And distinguishing between the features of your product or service and the benefits to the customer is absolutely fundamental. So can we get at not what the features are, but actually of the benefits to the head teacher?
Depends on the type of head teacher I'm talking to, but for one type of head teacher, it'll be saying that what we deliver will raise standards in schools.
How are you going to demonstrate that?
Through case studies and examples of where we've worked.
Have you got those case studies? You do. So how can you how do you measure the fact that it's going to improve standards in schools?
Incredibly difficult.
Very difficult indeed. How are you going to do it? Because you haven't got a business if you can't, in my opinion.
Again, it depends on the head teacher. There's two ways of doing it. Through SATs results, through examination results, is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is through what's known as value added. Is what does it do to enhance the learning and the experience of the people in schools? And if you can demonstrate that to some head teachers, that's the winning.
Okay, there are a lot of people who come to these workshops who either want to run training businesses or coaching businesses, mentoring businesses, and they are incredibly difficult businesses to scale up because actually demonstrating to people how you are delivering a benefit is very difficult. And value comes in really only one of three ways, by and large. It boils down to either you save time, you save money, or you enhance their life. Those tend to be really what it boils down to, the only three ways that you deliver value, how you deliver benefits. And how you measure those benefits is extremely difficult, and it's a challenge for all businesses. And the best way to do it is to do it as a return on investment. So I spend £1 and I'm going to make £5. And anybody who's actually tried selling into the National Health Service, as I've tried doing, knows that even when you're persuading them to spend £1 to make £5, you still can't make a sale because of the nature of the beast. But if you can get that return on investment argument very, very clear for your business, then that is going to help you enormously. And if it's based on SATs results, if you can actually demonstrate that the school is going to have better SATs results because of what you do, that will be a huge step forward. And if you can't, you've got to ask yourself, well, is there a real benefit? So I think if we could have one more person, that would be great. But thank you very much indeed. Okay, well, I've given you lots of warning. There's time for one more. Who wants to take the slot? I think your hand went up first.